What's up, guys? Welcome to this episode of the podcast. Thank you for being on this new channel, the podcast channel. If you're here, make sure you like and subscribe. We're just so stoked on all of you, and we're stoked on building this thing out and keeping the Going Deep universe strong. Guys, we are brought to you by the legends at GREATEST. GREATEST is, it's Loesch for the bros, not the pros, okay? They're giving away an almost all expenses paid trip to the Warped Tour in Orlando. To enter, give GREATEST a follow at xGREATEST on Instagram and DM DEEP to enter. That's XBROTEGEX on Instagram. DM DEEP to enter. Guys, we're also on tour. Our tickets are now live. They're rocking and rolling. We have so many dates. The How to Be Stoked tour. If you've been to our live shows, this won't be like the live shows you've seen before. It's all new stuff, all new material, multimedia. It's going to show you how to achieve everlasting stoke, which I think is something we all need. We are going to be in Oxnard on September 5th, Tampa on September 23rd, Orlando on September 24th, Dania Beach on September 25th. Then my one-man show is back in LA on October 4th. Then we got Austin, Plano, Nashville, Columbus, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Pottstown, Philadelphia, Santa Cruz, Dallas, Fort Worth, and Albuquerque. Guys, get your tickets at chadandjt.com. Guys, you may have noticed that the episodes on the main channel are no longer there. We are literally in the process of uploading them to our website. You'll be able to watch an archive of all the episodes for free. So we thank you for your patience, and they will be up pretty soon.
Yeah, and I appreciate how much you guys were like kind of bummed out that they were gone. Yeah, we are too. Like we want them to. It was a choice we had to make. We feel like to grow the YouTube channel so that we can keep doing this, we needed to kind of declutter it. There was just so much content on there. It was hurting us with YouTube. So this was a hard but necessary choice. We're moving it all to a different location. It will be easy to access, so just wait for that, guys.
Yeah.
But thank you. We appreciate the spirit.
Yeah, and we'll make an announcement for when it's live, but it should be up soon.
We got a meeting with the guy on like Wednesday. We're just going through like making sure everything's legally easy.
Yeah. Let's start the show.
Burbank voted for this motherfucker.
Did you? Oh, thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. I'm going to run again in the next cycle. I'll be better suited for the job.
No. Yeah. And I think, by the way, do it because it's purely a familiarity thing. One off, 100%. They say your name in there, like it's a stunt.
Yeah.
Second time, they're like, maybe he's for real. And third time, you're going to be the mayor of fucking Burbank.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. And I because some of the people have a leg up too because they've had businesses running out of Burbank for a long time, so they have that name familiarity. Just
for good or ill, by the way.
Yeah, and they have a workaround a little bit where they can keep their name in front of people, even though they're technically not running at that moment.
Right. Like this property for sale by.
Exactly. It's the real estate guys.
Kneebone for mayor. Yeah.
Yeah. Call them real estate guys. You call them amoral capitalists, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if they're what's right for the city. Yeah, maybe they overlap a little bit.
Yes, they definitely
do. Chad, do you want to kick this thing off, dude?
Let's go. Are we rolling?
Wait. For real. Do we got last looks? How do I look?
You look great. We're keeping this in, by the way, too, right? Your nervousness is very charming. Keep this in the cut. No. You know how this works. You know better than anyone how this works.
I know.
Jake can give you some
for real.
Maybe we could jump right in. I watched Joe Schmo.
Oh God,
you're in it.
Yeah. That was a weird.
Was that real? Were you actually in the control room like that? Was that live?
That was the control room. That
wasn't a recreation
real.
or anything?
No, man, that was all it. That was all real in the control room. And that's the sort of thing where they hire you to run a show, and you're like, as you're doing it, suddenly it dawns on you in like week 2 of the writer's room is like, yeah, and then we'll cut to the control room. And then I'm in bed at night, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going to be on TV in this show that I've just written, that I didn't intend to be on. But like to make the show work, like you kind of have to see behind the scenes. And then it was just like panic.
Yeah, the producerial choices were part of the
I mean, if you're going to develop the stakes, like the jeopardy of like, will he figure it out? You have to show the producers like pulling the strings behind the scenes kind of thing. Truman Show like.
So for those of you who don't know, guys, we're here with Dave Kneebone. one of the founders of Abso Lutely Productions. They made such stuff as Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Check it out with Steve Brule, Nathan For You, Eric Andre. He was my boss for a long time. I was the PA there. I was an intern. I worked locations for a little bit.
Good worker.
Thank you. That means a lot. And then he also produced a Chad and I's television show on Netflix. Chad and JT Go Deep. What up?
What up?
And yeah, we're honored to have you here.
Oh, it's a genuine pleasure to be here. You're three of my favorite people.
Our first like foray into the development process and the pitching process was with you, and it was a whirlwind. But I mean, that first week of pitches, it was like a dream run,
dude. I think about this actually the other day when you guys reached out about this. I was like, I hope. And I was trying to remember it because my memory is all shit. But I was trying to go back and think. But I don't think it can be overstated how you guys just ran the table in a way that in my 20 years now doing this at this level I've never seen it before. And I was trying to set all your expectations, be like, wow, you know, this could be a kind of a cold room and these people are pretty tough and they never buy anything. But this was the only show genuinely that I've ever worked on where we sold it in the room like 3 times. Like people made offers to us.
People wanted a positive thing in that moment. And I think all those places were flush with cash too. So it was a perfect...
I've never seen it. I was like, don't get used to that. It doesn't actually go like that every time. And then the next day we'd go into some other network and they'd be like, we'd love to pick up your show. And
we're used to it now. We get
it. I've never seen anything like, genuinely, I've never seen anything like it.
A lot of it was you too. I met with Roy earlier today, who's someone who worked for you for years and is a huge fan of yours. And he said, when Dave talks, I hear Obama's voice. Like, no, we mean that as fun. Like just a steadying leadership quality that kind of emanates.
Kind of him to say.
Because our first pitch was to Comedy Central and they threw us because
that was because we did them in character.
Was I there?
You were there. So
yeah. I remember that, and they were like, I don't get it.
Well, I started talking, and you know we were in character, and the guy's like, wait, are you in character right now? No, and it was the first pitch. I was like, and I just stayed in character. Yeah. And you could see his face. He just goes.
Yeah. Look, to their credit, like I get this. And if you're receiving a lot of pitches over the years, you get people like coming in, putting on a show. And it's like, great. Got it. Let's move on from that. Let's get to talk about this show. Yes. Like, I see this thing. I like it. Let's put that aside and let's actually talk about your idea and how we can exploit it or develop it or whatever. So I think that, but you know, when you're keyed up and you're in the pitch mode, the last thing you want is somebody to step on your vibe.
And first pitch of your life too.
Yeah.
And
was that your first pitch?
First pitch. Yeah. And I remember after that one, we were kind of like, we're like, Dave, how was that? And you're like,
it was okay, yeah.
That dude's kind of a schmoll, dude. That exec probably runs a big company.
And places have different energy, right?
So.
Like when you pitch to like FX, they're going to be tougher and not laugh as much. Or Adult Swim is going to be a little more challenging.
Well, you'd be surprised. Like some places that seem chill on the outside, like in the pitch room, can be a little stale sometimes.
Right.
But
and they're doing that on purpose, right?
Perhaps. Some people I think are tough in the room, like by design, because they don't. You know, these execs will hear 6 pitches a day, sometimes more, maybe. Like, and in a week, think of how many times people are coming to them trying to sell them on their hot show. Like, I think it can generate fatigue pretty quickly.
Right. Yeah.
And so I don't want to have to. I'm projecting, but like I wouldn't want to have to entertain this. Like, that was great. Thank you guys for your time. Like, at some point, I'm shutting down.
That fakeness will cost them some life force.
Probably.
I know. I'm seriously.
And like everybody, to your question, every place does have their own personality that I found over the years. Execs and teams of execs have different dynamics that you learn and become friendly with them and try to get past the transactional nature of the thing to be like, I know that you have to buy a show. I'm here to try to make the rest of your week easier. Mm-hmm. Like, this is going to solve the problems that you have in your lineup or for your development slate or for your budget needs. Like, here's how I can put this show in your hands and it's going to work and everybody's going to feel good. That's what I think they want to hear sometimes. You know, and I get it. Yeah.
And then how did you, I don't think I know anything about you from before Abso. Do you mind if we dive into that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Like, where'd you grow up and how did you get started in the industry?
So I grew up in Indiana, Greenwood, Indiana. Go Center Grove Trojans.
Nice.
Nice. Repping my college. You know, and I was the third of 4 kids, and like I was into is this it? What are you doing? Oh, for real? This is great. You guys have, that's my hometown right there. Crazy. I don't know. I was early on drawn to, I was going to be an actor like everybody. I think I was going to be an actor. I was in theater in high school. I was in band, and I was like, and so I went to college, and I was going to be a theater major, and that lasted exactly 1 week, I think.
Yeah.
That sucks. Theater games and everybody like chanting and moving in circles and doing movement. I was like, no, man.
I had the same experience
Did you?
in high school. I was like, I want to be an actor, and then I went to class. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I want to be an actor. I don't want to have to go to acting class.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Where'd you go to college for it?
Indiana University.
Oh, nice.
Hoosiers all the way through until I was like, yeah, I lived in Indiana, and then in college I like had.
Were you there for like the Jared Jeffries Final Four team?
No. Yes, very kind of you. No, I was there early. I was there for Calbert Cheaney breaking the Big Ten scoring record against Michigan State.
Oh, okay.
At the time, like 92 to 96.
Did you ever meet Bobby Knight?
No, but one time I was on the university plane. I was on the speech team at Indiana, and we took the plane somewhere, and it was a team plane, and in the back seat, like the little holder for shit behind the seats was Golf Digest. And it was Bobby Knight's copy of Golf Digest,
Dude.
like addressed to him at Assembly Hall, and I stole it, and it's framed in my father's basement.
It's a good memento. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's cool. That's the closest I ever got to meeting them.
So you were in speech class. So you do have some background with like formal speech.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes. I mean, I've been a pretty good bullshit artist for most of my life, you know? Yeah. And so not being afraid to, being deathly afraid of things like this, where you're asking me about myself, but not being afraid to like speak on behalf of something like this show or other people that I.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And then, do I have this right? Did you work at McSweeney's?
I did. Yeah. So I was a producer. I was telling your producer this before we got started here. Like in Indiana, I started as a TV producer. Like that was my first job out of college. Like it's the only thing I've really ever done. For the worst local TV local talk show, like the shit that we would make fun of on Awesome Show, like cable access stuff. That was my job. I was making that stuff.
Wow.
And I had got this point when I was like 26 years old. I was like, this is the rest of my life. I can see it. I got to get out of here. And so I went and applied to graduate school and got in, frankly, on a miracle shot to Stanford, and moved out to California to go to grad school at Stanford.
Well,
Yeah, it was cool. And then after that, I was like, I'm going to be a documentary filmmaker. And I did 2 years of documentary studies at Stanford, had a great time, met wonderful people, and immediately was like, this is the worst career choice I could have ever made. What a dumb idea. Yeah. And this was in 2001 or whatever, 2002. And so I moved to San Francisco and hooked up with McSweeney's because I was a fan of the publishing, of Dave Eggers, the founder's writing.
And he was like the seminal writer of like Gen X. Like when
he was up there. He was a big influence on me. Like his memoir, Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius, was like a big book. It was
that was a game
shortlisted
changer for people.
Yeah. It was like meta fiction and really broke a lot of like, for my experience as a reader, like broke a lot of like broke the fourth wall and like was self-aware
and created a movement. Like people followed in his wake.
Yeah, I mean, I literally did. And so I was in San Francisco. I went up there and knocked on the door at their nonprofit, and I was like, "How can I help?"
And so that was a pretty significant publishing company. So how far along did you get at McSweeney's?
I was there. I was like their operations manager, which is basically like a producer of books, right? For like 4 or 5 years.
And how was it working with authors?
Incredible. It's great. They're still my friends. Like I'm working on a show with Glenn David Gold, who's the best-selling author of Carter Beats the Devil and a bunch of other great books. But I met him through McSweeney's, and we're developing a show together, stage show. He's putting up at UCB next month. Like,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's great. It's the same as working with like comedians.
Did you meet David Foster Wallace?
No, regretfully, no, I didn't. But.
Who were some of the other cool authors you saw come through there?
Shit, man. Like Salman Rushdie came through the office one day, like
post fatwa.
During, like,
were you nervous?
No. I mean, we were in the Mission District of San Francisco. I was like, no, man.
Was he with a pretty lady? He always seems to be with a pretty lady.
My memory serves. Yeah. He was. He was a baller. We were all like, what? I can't believe it. Yeah. Joyce Carol Oates, like we did a thing with her. And, I mean, Michael Chabon, who was like part of that scene, who's my favorite author. Like he's great. He's fantastic.
Such a good writer. Yeah. Adventures of Cavalier and Clay and that stuff.
Wonder Boys, Moonglow. Like
he's good. Was he a cool guy?
The most. Yeah.
His wife wrote a piece one time. A bomb just went off.
That sounded like a bomb.
That sounds aggressive.
We were joking about coming downtown earlier, and we're like, whoa. Dude, that sounded gnarly.
Yeah. This is why I don't come downtown. We should be doing this in Burbank. It's quiet in Burbank, y'all.
You know what's good in here, but I was too nervous and too excited
Maybe
for this.
it'll settle.
Yeah, it'll help me relax.
By the way, I'm talking a shit ton here. We got
to
cut all this stuff out.
No, it's
I want to hear you guys talk. Like, I want to hear why.
Get out of here, dude.
Why doesn't Strider want to go camping? Like, I heard you guys 2 episodes ago, and you're like, not about backpacking camping. Let's go. I will take you, dude. Like,
that's right. I actually do need that. But here's the thing, dude. Like, we need to save it for the pod. But I'm like, that just means you want me to be your bitch in the wilderness, dude.
No. I'll be your bitch, bro. I'll take you to cool places. I'll show you some shit. I'll get you on some fish, dude. It's gonna be great. I'm like, no, we can't have it like that. Like,
it does actually look amazing. Like our buddy Kevin goes camping. It looks good. He's like on the eastern side of the Sierras. I'm like, I don't even know what that means.
Paradise, man. It's paradise, and it belongs to you and every Californian. And it's right there.
Yeah.
Where do you usually go?
I go to the eastern Sierra. I go up to Bishop, and like that's my daddy needs a little time away. I get the dog in the truck, and it sounds very like awesome. This is what 50-year-old men do, but like it's great. And I go up there and I drink a beer at the brew pub, and I go fish, and I either camp or backpack or stay in a cheap motel and just dig the mountains.
That's awesome.
That's pretty rad.
So you're a mountain guy, not beach guy.
Yeah. Well, you drive the truck. Do you still drive the F-150 truck?
Yeah. It's a Ranger, but
Ranger, yeah.
I am. When this is my wife and I are adamant about this. We're mountain folk and not beach folk. Sorry.
No.
Too much sand on there.
Yeah. Too much sand.
I like the truck too because you work in these kind of alternative, creative, artistic spaces, but then you pull in as the leader in a truck, and you're like, "We've got a rough and tumble dude at the head."
Yeah,
man.
it's idiotic. It's so funny. I just had we're derailing everything now, but I had this meeting at UTA. They signed this guy who's an influencer, a very funny guy, but he's from the Midwest. And I get a call from one of my great agents over there, and he's like, Nebone, I want you to come in and meet with this guy. He's like, you'll love him. He's from the Midwest. He drives a truck. And I was like, literally the only description. I was like, what's his name? Like, is he a comedian? Is he a poet? Like, what does he do? And he's like, you guys are the same. Like, all right, cool.
Yeah. That's amazing. Holy moly.
Good stuff. Maybe we're recording right now, though, right, Jake? Yeah. We'll just leave it, and it'll just be a chaotic thing.
It sounds like war.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
it'll be interesting for the listener.
This is part of our prank on you, dude.
Yeah. By the way, I thought, this is you guys.
It's a World War II motif. We want it to feel like. So, were you attracted to? So, you were attracted to McSweeney's because of the
everything about it, like the writing, the writers that Dave supported. I was a fan of his writing, and the way they approach publishing as an art, as a process of art and books, the publishing and the book and the care that went into the craft of making the book that they would send and would land on your doorstep. Nobody else was doing that for obvious reason. Now, having been their business manager, I was like, it's not a good way to make money.
Right. The profit margins were slim on that.
Yeah.
But it created a real culture.
It is the coolest. And
did you go straight from there to working with Tim and Eric?
More or less. There was a year that I left McSweeney's. I was living in San Francisco, and because I knew I was going to get back into producing. Like my only real skill set was being a media maker, and for better or worse. And so I had my roommate and dear friend Matt Black we graduated from Stanford together. Started with Mark Reinhardt, another Stanford grad friend of ours. Started a production company there, and we did documentaries, and we were in the scene of like nonprofit development work in the city of San Francisco, and that was great. And then I met Cassie, and she was like, it's too cold in San Francisco. Let's go to LA. I was like, all right. Right around that same time, our best friends, Heidi and Trevor, were living in the Mission a couple blocks away. We're hanging out. One night we had been playing FIFA and smoking weed or whatever. And then we were getting ready to go. And Trevor goes into his room and he turns on Adult Swim. And Tom Goes to the Mayor was on. And that was Tim and Eric's cartoon that predated Awesome Show. And I'd never seen it before. I don't know if he had cable or whatever, but like wasn't watching it. And I sat down on the couch with Trevor and Heidi and our friends, and like immediately had a moment. It's the same way when I picked up Heartbreaking Work and I was leafing through the front notes of it, like a brainstem, like it's like that is great. I get it on a fundamental level. They're speaking something to me, like comedically, but also aesthetically. It's different, and I want to, like, that shit is tight. And so as we were moving to LA, like some months later, Matt Black, my friend and roommate and business partner, was like, hey, he was on the internet, looked up this thing, said, aren't these guys that you like, that show that you were telling me about? And they were looking for a producer for their live action, for the pilot of Awesome Show. But they had posted it on like Mandy.com or something. You know what I mean? Like a gig website.
Right.
For the supervising producer job on their Adult Swim pilot.
Right.
It was like,
I feel like if Being Governor was in the classifieds or something.
Yeah. And so two things. One is like, oh, well, I'm going to go apply for this job. And also like, what are they doing putting this job on this on the internet, on Mandy.com? And John Mugar saved that email and had it in our office years. Like my first clumsy outreach about trying to interview for this job with Tim and Eric. And it was
That's amazing.
The most embarrassing thing. So I came down and I met with them and we vibed like same way, like, oh, all right, I get, how can I help? Same thing. Like, it's like, how do I help elevate, amplify this thing that you guys are doing? Cause I think it's fucking great.
And so in both instances, you were following your taste more than you were following opportunity.
Oh yeah. Always, like totally. Like I'm not a brilliant business mind. Like I follow my gut in both cases. Like, I don't know. No one else was doing the thing that you're doing. And I think it's cool. And if there is a way to be of assistance in elevating that thing, I want it. And in that case, like I could, because I knew how to make, albeit small, shitty ones, TV shows.
But with their aesthetic, it was kind of perfect because they don't need a...
Yeah, it turns out it was like we were making essentially like spoof versions of the thing that I had been making professionally for some years, which is like crappy local TV shows. It's like, I got this.
That's amazing.
I know how this goes. I know how to do this thing. And already around them had congealed this incredible team of talent already, but predated me. Ben Berman and Doug Lucenhop and Jonathan Kreisel.
Right, and the editing is so big with Tim and Eric too, right?
Crucial. Yeah.
Can you explain a little bit why?
Because, well, first off, we all come from this shared background of like media makers, DIY, doing it at the basement of the local public library kind of approach to making TV shows. And so we had that shared language of video toaster, the cheap lo-fi effects packages, and the way editing looks.
Right, it had to be bad, but on purpose. Not bad, but like...
but like
clunky.
Foregrounding the clumsiness of that level of production.
Yeah.
And in a way that's artful and self-aware and like helps elevate the visual joke.
And that didn't end with a punchline necessarily.
No, the whole thing is kind of a punchline. And I can't like dissect their comedy. I still can't do I don't do what they do.
Right.
They're just brilliant at it. And obviously from the very beginning, they had an aesthetic that was developed, comes inspired by them, but elevated and supported by Doug and Jonathan.
And that aesthetic was kind of co-opted later by
everybody,
right? Like those Old Spice ads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What was there a moment where you felt it go? Like where you're like, oh, we've gone from doing this more niche thing to something that's actually kind of rippling through the culture?
Oh man, that's a good question. I don't know, like it kind of was a slow build. I remember the excitement around like the first season premiering and people being like, what is this? You know, that was exciting. And then later on down the road, I think Zach Galifianakis got a deal to do some advertising for Absolute Vodka. And he came to us and being like, I want you guys to help me make these like viral. They weren't viral. They're supposed to go viral. That was the intent, I think. Yeah. These like web spots for this vodka. And we're like, all right. And so those really blew up in a way that our other stuff hadn't, because for the first time we had like a major brand out there being, look at this thing, rather than us being on the late night Adult Swim slot.
Right.
You know, memes didn't exist in the way they do now. So that kind of caught fire.
Dude, you've made so much stuff that has become like meme central too.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's
I
pretty
literally
wild.
used one earlier today in our text thread with the Steve Brule. I literally use that all the time.
I thought you did it on purpose because we were talking to Dave today.
I just do it. I just literally, that's the meme that I go to all the time.
It's pretty much.
That's funny. Yeah, those are.
And then what was the first show that Tim and Eric produced that they weren't the creatives on?
That absolutely our company produced.
Yeah, like at what point did you guys go from being just like we're doing Tim and Eric stuff to we're bringing in other people?
I'll tell you exactly. It was John Benjamin Has a Van.
Oh, nice.
And
he's such a funny guy.
He's the best. He's the best. And Harper Steele, like had been running the show at Funny or Die. And Funny or Die actually went and sold this idea to Comedy Central, but they didn't have enough kind of infrastructure going to, I think at the moment, to pull it off. And so Harper came and said, hey, do you think you guys could do this show? I was like, I had no reason to say yes because we probably were not equipped to do the show, but I was like, sure.
Yeah, because you're going from scripted to soft scripted.
I mean, it was all scripted. It was about the same as an awesome show with like improvisational but scripted. And it was intended to be unscripted. It was supposed to be like Billy on the Street, I think, when they first sold the idea. It was supposed to be him like literally with a microphone vox popping people. But then we get the job and John and Leo Allen hole up in a room in Chinatown in New York and write 10 episodes of a scripted show. And I was like, what is this? Like, well, this is the show. And I was like, wait a minute. Did you ask the network about this? Because I don't think this is the show they thought they were going to get. And they were like, yes, go tell them. I was like, okay. And they did not expect a scripted show, but we turned it in. It was fucking hilarious.
How'd they take it when you
well.
Yeah.
I mean, initially it was like confusion and be like, what is this? This is not what we thought we were going to get. But like Kent Alterman, who was the head dude there at that time, he was great in that he would give a lot of runway to artists and creatives to be like, I don't know, this is not, you're on thin ice, but keep going.
And how do you approach that conversation?
I've learned over the years. Well, we did this. We ended up in the same boat with Nathan For You with Kent again.
Right.
Later on, it was
and Nathan was on John Benjamin as one of the supporting players.
Yeah. He was an actor, and I think he had pitched in on the writing probably. And he's just the funniest guy. And part of that, like him and Leo and John, and were really funny together. And he had already been doing stuff in Canada quite at a high level, and he'd written on Dimitri Martin's show.
But you took Nathan For You, and what was that show initially supposed to be?
It was I think the initial pitch from Nathan and Michael Coleman was, and I'm probably getting this all wrong, so don't know me or whatever in the sphere, but was that it was he was like a Ralph Nader. It was called Nathan For You, but it was like him fighting for the little guy against big,
like consumer protection
consumer advocate kind of stuff. And so that's what we were going to go away and make. And it was going to be like reality, like real, like social experiment kind of stuff that he does, but where he's the good guy. And very quickly, Michael and Nathan went away in the writer's room and were like, it's not funny. It's not as funny. Nathan should be the heel or some version of that. It's like, it's funnier if he's not right. If he's concocting these shitty ideas, it's funnier. So then they went away and wrote this thing, and I took it back. We go back to Comedy Central, and I get called in, and it's Kent Alterman and Jim Sharp, the two men I deeply respect, and they're like, Kneebone, what the fuck is this? Something to that effect. That's how I heard it. I'm not sure how they said it, but they were like, that's how it felt. Like, oh God, I'm in so much trouble. And it was basically to be like, who are you? Why are you here? And what are you doing with this show? This is not what we asked for.
Yeah.
And then it was, we had to kind of sing for ourselves a little bit, be like, yeah, I know, but it's going to be really good. It's going to be better. It's going to be better. And to their credit, to their everlasting credit, they were like, all right, don't blow it. Go make it.
Didn't you say a big convincing factor was the poop flavored
yogurt? Yeah, in the pilot, like one of the first things one of the first things we shot was Nathan comes up with this idea for this yogurt company, like a yogurt shop, to that like, what is it like? You got to get headlines, be buzzy, like friction and
like a novel thing to grab.
Yeah, like you gotta like public awareness at any means that's the road. And so he's like, you need something controversial. So we went, so it's like poop flavored yogurt. And so the ethic on that show, by the way, I'm talking way too much.
No, this is good. Yeah,
the ethic on that show is something that I still live by, which is you never fake it. If you're doing something like that, a social experiment or something, we talked about this on your show. Yeah. It's like, just don't fake it, like as much as possible, hew towards the real thing. And if you don't get it, you don't get it, move on to the next idea. So for us, it was, all right, we're going to make a poop flavored product for real. And we're going to put it in this yogurt shop in the Valley for real. How do we do it? And that was the greatest kind of school on how to make those kind of shows ever. And so we went and we found there's a company. It turns out it's not that hard. Like there's a company who's like, we can make anything taste like anything. We're like, okay, here, like we need something that tastes like human feces. And they were like, no problem. And it was great. So then we went through the iterative process of like, not that one. Not that one, that, but who knows what? Who's sampling these things? Who knows? What, so that ended up a joke in the show where he goes to a focus group, and this one woman says, like, not to narrate the show back, but like, I think it tastes like poop, and Nathan's like, what are you basing that off of? Exactly. That's such a great moment. It's such a great joke.
And because you didn't fake stuff on Nathan, there was so many high flying moments where it felt like the consequences could be really bad, not just for the show, but for the company. What was the moment or episode where your butthole was puckered the most?
Oh my God, I can't. I swore I was never going to talk about this too publicly. Well, yeah, it would have been, there were two. The one I'll talk about is dumb Starbucks, right? So the joke is like, if you want to beat the best, you got to be the best or whatever. And so he was trying to help this coffee shop out by making up how do you achieve excellence in coffee and compete with Starbucks, and it's to be Starbucks. And so using what we loosely call parody law, which is not actually a thing.
It's not?
No. I mean, look, satire is protected free speech, but like to a point. To a point. And so what we did, we built a Starbucks, just straight up cloned a Starbucks restaurant, like a coffee
I was
shop.
an intern on that episode.
Were you?
I remember helping set up. I had no idea it was going to go supernova.
Were you part of the people who had to go down and actually get coffee from like the grocery store and the donuts and stuff and bring them back and just give it away? Like that was the craziest thing. That one was an immediate no. Like when they turned it in, I was like, no, can't. But Nathan and Michael and those guys have a way of being very compelling. And they were like, come on. It's like, all right, well, look, it's worth a conversation. So then we go to, I think we probably went to our attorney. No, we went to the network next, I think. We're like, dumb Starbucks. And they're like, no. And we're like, okay, well, shit. And then we went to our attorney and he was like, no, you can't do this. And so then we sat on it for a little bit. They pushed for it. I was like, I'm going to fight for this idea as best I can. And so then we had a conversation with our attorney. It's like, okay, pretend we're doing it. Say we've done it or we're going to do it. What would you advise? And he would be like, well, first off, don't. But if you're gonna, like, make sure that you do it at 4 p.m. on a Friday. Do it at so that when you get those scary legal letters from Starbucks, whomever, you have till Monday to resolve it. And we were like, good advice. Mm-hmm. So we did that. We launched it on a Friday. Not taking his advice, Al. You're safe. And we expecting, part of the narrative was that Starbucks was going to hit us with a cease and desist. Like that was written in the script. Like, so we needed that. Like we needed to actually get a threat of a lawsuit. It's part of the creative. Terrible thing for a producer to actually consciously choose to do. Like idiotic idea. Sure. But we're like, it'll work. We were already cocky. And so Friday passes and it starts to bubble around. People start to tweet about it or whatever, and it starts to make news a little bit. Saturday comes, nothing. Sunday comes, nothing from Starbucks, nothing at all. And I think it was like Saturday or Sunday evening, I get a phone call from a very senior person at Viacom in their legal team being like, what is this? Is this you? Who are you? What is this thing? What are you doing? And stop it. And I was like, shit. So I immediately call everybody. It's like, okay, we got to shut it down. We got to shut it down. And Nathan's like, no, we got to wait. We don't have an out. We don't have a button yet. We don't have an ending for this bit yet. It's like, we got to shut it down. And so, it was the weekend. So we said like, all right, well, we have tomorrow. And then we have to I have to report back to these scary people in New York at our network, what we're doing. And thankfully, and Starbucks never took the bait. They're way too smart. Turns out they're pretty smart.
Yeah.
These guys. They were like, chasing you little idiots around LA. Like, we're not coming after you.
Yeah.
So they didn't. But the LA County Health Department came. Do you remember this? Were you there?
I wasn't there that day.
LA County Health Department came and shut it down, and thank God, because they were literally just giving away coffee and pastries to hundreds of people a day.
Right.
Like, thousands of people, like people were lined up for hours down the street.
You needed some kind of authority
why
to come in.
Somebody has to say no.
Yeah.
Or else, why did we stop doing this great idea?
Yeah.
Right.
We have to hire an actor to be like, someone comes in, then it's lame.
But we don't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, keep going, keep pushing it.
And so you opened it on a Friday. At what point did it go viral?
Man, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I think. I don't recall exactly, but it was pretty quickly.
It was almost like the next day, because the production coordinator messaged out all the interns. It was like TiVo, all the news, because it was everywhere too.
Definitely by Saturday, by midday Saturday, it was like, oh shit.
And the energy lift was huge. Like back at that office on La Brea on Monday, everyone just felt so good. I mean, those wins are like the endorphins that keep everybody going.
It was terrifying. But then it works.
Yeah.
And when it works, all those scary people at the network, all the things, and it turns out Netflix or Starbucks never sued us.
Right.
And we were happy to shut it down. And we went to the hearing with the LA County Health Department. We were like, thank you. And they're like, well, this is first. Like, nobody usually comes in here and say thank you for shutting down our establishment, but you're welcome. I'm like, thanks. And we pay our little fine, and that was great.
And I'm sure some of this is privilege, but how much of the stress did you convey to Nathan, and how much did you shield him from?
Well, the part, I mean, first off, you have to tell him what's going on, right? So he has to know
the consequences.
Also, because you can't then pull the plug if something goes wrong without kind of keeping him abreast. And it was his show, so he was definitely in the know. But that's my job generally, is to be the heat sink, is to absorb the friction.
Right.
I'm the point of contact in this between the network or the lawyers or the whomever and the show. That's my job. And so I try to, he never was on any of those calls with those attorneys or that's my job.
And the attorneys are a very specific skill set, right? In the kind of unscripted prank space.
Yeah. And well, in this case, it was the Viacom attorneys who were like,
hammering you.
You will never work for Comedy Central again. That was the implied message that I was getting. Yeah. And by the way, they had every right to say that. like
you weren't mad at them for that.
Yeah.
But we have had and have like great legal advice, and we've done it a bunch now. So we have some experience in how to do things like your show and other things.
Mm-hmm. You know what's crazy is like now Comedy Central is gone, and you've made so many things that are ahead of its time. Like styles of humor. Like Nathan is a style of humor. Tim and Eric is a style of humor. Like it affects like generations of comedy that have come. Where do you think? And when we started comedy, doing stand up, I was like, oh, dude. When I got into, I was like, I'm gonna be Will Ferrell. I'm like, I don't know if that job exists now in comedy of like movie star, dude. What do you think's next? Like, and you're a media guy. Do you like? And then there's podcasting, which we're all grateful for, which is now like kind of evolving into shows.
Yeah.
What do you think like the next big like?
I mean, you're doing
medium
this is
thing.
This is it, right? For right now, like think something that you as professionals who are comedians and who are makers of things that can go out and do. You're doing it, and this and social media and doing your special and clipping it up and putting it on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram like that. In my estimation, what do I know? But in my estimation, that is the existential threat against traditional media, period. And it's not, and by the way, okay, fine. Like, but people who are now saying, I want to go be the next, Chuck Lorre. No, those, forget it. He took the last luxury yacht out of port for that job. Like that's not happening really anymore. Not in that way. So it is like, it's where that used to be, there was this, there's this kingdom on a hill, and these people are sending out checks, be like, you're a funny person. Here's a check. Go make a thing. Go plant your crops in the fields. Now those castles are still there on the hill, but the money isn't inside the castles. It's outside. It's over there. And so if you're doing a thing, those fortresses of major networks don't represent the doorway necessarily anymore to opportunity, to money, to success. to be able to make things. They are competing with social media and YouTube and podcasts. And so it's terrifying for people like me, whose job is to work with those traditional partners to execute ideas with sufficient budgets to make them and deliver them to a broad audience.
Yeah.
It's an excellent opportunity for creators and comedians and writers and thinkers to just go make shit. Like I spent an hour this morning just scrolling through like Substack, and most of it is trash, but like every once in a while it's like, oh, that's pretty good.
And there's a lot of really good writers on Substack too, who have left legacy media companies to write there.
Yeah, Michael Chabon, to our earlier point.
He's on there too?
Yeah, man, it's great.
Whoa.
The stuff on there is dynamite.
Is he doing fiction?
No, it's mostly like, he'll like show you something he wrote some years ago. It's like, here's a thing I wrote some years ago. And it's like, by the way, he put on there, shameless plug, Michael Chabon, he's the man. He wrote a draft of a Spider-Man sequel years ago that used to be available online, and he took it down for Sam Raimi. He wrote it for Sam Raimi.
They wanted him to put too many villains into it, right? Because they wanted to sell more toys or something.
They should have made that movie, man. His script is fucking great, man. It's so good. Anyway, but here now is an opportunity for me to get access to that, and see that, and read that in a way that hasn't been widely available. And so the answer to your long-awaited answer to your
this is great.
Is you don't have to wait for an invitation to the party anymore to be like, now's my chance to go make a show. Just go make it. And by the way, you don't have to make it fancy. You don't have to make it super nice. You don't have to use big fancy cameras to it. All you have to do is make somebody in Moline, Illinois laugh. And if you can do that, and if you do that 10,000 times, you have currency that the people in the castles on the hill are desperate for. That's it.
Has it changed the skill set you look for in a performer?
That's a good question. No. I mean, I don't.
Funny is still funny. It's just filming it with different cameras and putting it in a different place to watch.
Yeah, and mostly it's now down to like, I still just follow my instinct. Like I've always just followed my instinct. Like when you guys came into my office with the show for Netflix, I was like, yeah, I'm in, because nice. I know it's funny. It's immediately funny. I get it. You guys are great. I'm in. And it's still that. It's still like a gut thing.
You've done so much avant-garde comedy too, that even some of the stuff you've done, I've always greatly admired, but some of it was above my, like, it went over my head sometimes. I was curious, have you ever believed in someone, but you didn't understand what they were doing? Like it went over your head?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I think those are the things that really usually excite me. There's a comedian in Australia named Demi Lardner, and she's, to me, one of the very funniest people on the planet. And I want everybody to just dig her because she's great. She now has this she's found a channel to support it. She has a game show called So You Want to Win a Penis Pump. And it's like, it's every other game show should be canceled and we should just be watching So You Want to Win a Penis Pump. It's fucking hilarious.
That's amazing.
And Ian Abramson is a guy who's been around for a long time. So funny, so strange, and so like defines like exploratory avant-garde comedy. And he'll do something and it's funny, and then he'll do something different. He'll iterate it immediately and try to push the boundaries even further. And I just respect him. Yeah,
he did a bit with a shock collar where he would shock himself during stand-up sets. It was so funny. It was so wild. Good. Yeah,
he's I think he's just he's a genuine talent. Well, so yeah.
When Eric Andre came in, did you find Eric Andre, or did he? How did that come about?
So I knew Eric like from around, not well, but like he had made this tape. The demo of the Eric Andre show, and I had somehow seen it. It kind of like made the circuit, and then I had met him at a comedy festival up in Nevada City, and we'd gone to the river and like hung out, and I knew who he was, and he was funny. And then some months later, I was back in LA. We were working on one of our shows, and Mike Lazo from Adult Swim called me up, and he was like, "You heard about this guy Eric Andre?" It's like, yeah, man, yeah, he's great. He's like, have you seen this clip? And he sends me this clip. It's like, yeah, it's great. He's like, I want to make that a TV show. Can you make that a TV show? I was like, yeah. Well, we would, and we were like, well, we could dress the setup a little bit. We'll get better cameras. And he, to his credit, he was like, nope, I want you to make that. I want a shot for shot rebuild of that thing that I can legally put on the air and clear and like make. He knew he didn't want to dress it up. He wanted the raw ingredient. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, let's go. And that was it.
And what was the moment on that show? Because they did a lot of crazy stuff. What was the moment on that show where your butthole got the tightest?
Oh my God.
Too many.
I hate too many, dude.
Every day.
Every day. Every day. Like that show was just one bear trap after another.
And so you have all these shows running where all these guys are pushing the envelope and doing stuff that with prank, you got to be risky. You got to be willing to kind of put things on the line, but you don't know how it's going to land.
Yeah.
So how are you managing that stress?
Poorly, you know, I drink too much on the weekends. Like, I don't know, like part of it comes from a fact that like, I can't believe that I'm allowed to do this.
Right.
Like, and we would do this frequently. I think in the first season in particular, with Awesome Show, and Tim and Eric and I would sit around and be like, I can't believe they're letting us put this on television. It's crazy. Like, let's keep going. And if you're not feeling that, if you don't feel like, oh, this is, we shouldn't be doing this, you're probably not quite at the edge of where you should be, like for me. And so for me, it's like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this until somebody was like, you're too much of a liability. You're out. And I get kicked out of Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I'm still waiting for that to happen to some extent.
But it also, because you were willing to do those things, it made you one of the only people who has that skill set to be able to make stuff like that.
There's not a lot of people I think who have done it a bunch and are willing to assume that kind of the risk that's inherent in it and the liability that's inherent in it. But.
Okay, so what was a bit on Eric Andre he wanted to do, but you had to say no?
I mean, he got his way most of the time.
They found a way. Maybe they found a.
I mean, he's like, you know, the secret to my success is that I'm kind of a pushover. I'm like, oh, all right, we'll do it. And Eric is. The thing that is so intoxicating to me about Eric and Tim and Eric and Nathan and you guys and just the people that I work with is commitment. And like, I'm not going to go down for this joke unless you are going to ride this bitch to the hilt. Like if you are willing to do this, I mean, really do this and commit to this thing. And if this thing plays and kills as hard as it has potential to kill, I'll catch a lawsuit. But
you know, one thing that I think actually inhibited us at times was that we are kind of good boys. So when we would get pushback, we'd be like I don't even remember. So Netflix told us you can't tell anyone you have the show because they want to make sure that their algorithm is protected. So that when they drop the show, they know how well it's working and how many people it pushes out to. So we were so disciplined about that. Yeah. But you can tell us the truth now. Would Netflix actually have been that upset if we had posted about it?
They don't like it. Or it didn't. I think I don't know that it's still the same over there now as it was some years ago. But at that time, like their Netflix, in my estimation, is a search company first and foremost, right? They're a data company as much as they're a media company. Like the data and intel shapes their product, and that product could be chairs or something else because they know everything about how you like to sit and where and when. And so I think that is an important thing for them. Right. You can't mess with that. You don't really want to mess with that. Interesting. Yeah. That was hard for us. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's tough. I still told people on dates, but I did not do anything on Instagram.
We're growing up. How were you with authority? Did you, would you push like, would you test your, would you test the
hard
waters?
Because I was fairly, I've never been great with authority, but at the same time, like I was a good kid, and I was the drum major of our marching band, and so it kind of was authority in some sense. But at the same time, like never held like a proper job. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I don't know that I would thrive in those scenarios where I would have to do that because fundamentally I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm not doing that. Right. I'm going to do this other thing that's more important. So not great. Yeah. not great with authority. You're kind of a self-directed person. So it's completely intrinsically motivated my whole life. Like I don't you can yell at me and, or demand things of me and I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do the thing that I think is the right thing to do in any given situation. And if you have your druthers, do you like doing scripted more? Or do you like doing? I like it all. I like it all. Everything? I love it all. I don't care. If it's good, if the idea is pure, a little gem of an idea, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a tweet. I don't care if it's a 6-part miniseries in period dress. I don't care if it's a song. Like I'm there to do it and to produce it and make it fucking great. And is there different things you look for? Like what makes a scripted thing harder
hard to make and what makes a reality thing hard to make?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, it's harder to sell
to make it good.
Budget. Like there's just not enough people pumping enough money into taking what I consider to be the right swings or good swings in scripted comedy right now. That's such a scarcity. And so some people get to do it at a high level, but not enough. You know,
right.
I think there should be more money out there for these kinds of things. So budgetarily, it's much easier to do unscripted stuff.
And do you think that's why we're not seeing as much good scripted stuff on TV right now? Is they're just not putting the resources into it?
Yeah. There's no middle class anymore. Like comedy is a middle class citizen in the media sphere, right? So like budgets is not Game of Thrones, right? And it's not a TikTok video. So a good scripted comedy is somewhere right in the middle there. Even Always Sunny, which now their budget's probably gazillions because they're all getting paid a lot, but the production side of that, that's a middle class endeavor. And that's largely gone.
And do you think this new tax incentive that they put in place to make California more competitive, do you think that's going to work?
I don't know. I hope. I mean, some people will get it, but it should be going to those productions and not the next Marvel movie. And what is happening is some of the bigger productions are going to come back and take a lot of that tax money because look on
it's
paper
zero sum. It doesn't.
It's good business if you get, because those shows are going to create 300 jobs versus the 30 that I might create. Right.
I also saw it only covers below the line production costs.
I don't know. I haven't looked into it too much, but I don't know. Usually like Georgia and them, like you can get some above the line costs if it's directed towards Georgia personnel. And
then do you think where are you at with AI? I know like it seems like in animation it can do all this stuff between like the keyframes at this point. Do you see as big a job displacement coming from it as people are worried about, or do you think it's still going to be a creative first kind of business?
It's not great for animators. It's not great for animators and people who are in the back end post process. Like that's going to be challenging. So color correction, sound mixing, animation, keyframing, special effects, and those sorts of things, I think are probably that's going to take a hit. I mean, it already is, I think. Do I fear that there will, writers will be fully displaced by AI? I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Right. I don't think so. Because what happens is everybody's going to pump billions of dollars in developing AI so that it can make something like Lord of the Rings, right? But we have Lord of the Rings. And over here on this island are all the writers who are like, yeah, that's a good copy of Lord of the Rings. But meanwhile, look at Everything Everywhere All at Once, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, shit. And all the people on this island are like, let's put that into AI and see if we can get something like that. Right. So it's by its very nature, it's not generative, it's regurgitative.
Right.
Right. And it's referential. It has to be taught what to do. And it's not going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning with an inspiration.
It's giving you a degraded version of the original, whereas the person who's already ingested that original thing can create a new original thing.
Yeah. When you get AI to drop acid, maybe then, maybe a consciousness will awaken. You know what I mean? Like then it's going to be like, oh my God, but what if the
AI to drop an acid? That's a cool, provocative idea.
But I think we'll go camping with you, Dave.
Go camp. Let's go camp.
It's also like, aren't we fans of writers? Like I can't be like see myself being a fan of like Grok. Although it's kind of a sick handle, but I'm like, but maybe the next generation will. I don't know. Maybe they'll like different machines. I have no idea, but like
maybe I don't know whose favorite author is AI, dude. Like that's just too dark.
That's what I mean. Like, don't we love like a Hunter S. Top? Don't you love a person with a little edge that's like a little flawed that wrote something you love?
Yeah.
It seems like that's the basis of entertainment is human to human connection.
Yeah,
I think so. I think AI can certainly augment things. You can toss a joke in there and it can be like, here, punch up this, but like you need that human being at the core.
Yeah.
I mean, even now you watch like those AI videos and it's I know at a certain point we won't be able to tell the difference, but it's kind of repulsive at this point where you're like, something's off.
Yeah, it creeps people out instantaneously. They just want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But we won't be able to tell the difference between AI and like a shitty movie. Right. You will always be able to tell the difference between a great AI movie and like even a mediocre human-driven movie.
I guess I'm a little more
because it's going to be more inspirational. It's going to have a flicker at the center of it.
Yeah,
it's a horse, baby. You got to be the cowboy.
That's right. Baby.
Yeah,
that's it. Well said. Well said.
Mm-hmm. Dude, you would have been a great
Are you
cowboy.
able to watch the stuff you've worked on?
Yeah. I mean, I have feelings about it all. It comes with like, it's hard for me to
You can't watch it for what it is. You think about what happened behind the scenes that day.
Yeah. So it's hard for me to just see it like in a vacuum on its own. But like I went back recently and watched an episode of John Benjamin Has a Van because it's so long ago and I'd forgotten so much about it. I was like, that's pretty fun. There's a character named Dave Kneebone in the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it unlocked all these memories for me. Played by Gary Williams. It's an incredible actor.
There's Reddit threads asking, is Dave Kneebone a real guy?
I know. I've seen it. My wife sent me, somebody sent me. And I auditioned to play myself in John Benjamin Has a Van, and I didn't get the job.
That's hilarious.
They're like, we got somebody else. He's a trained actor, and he's better looking. And he's taller. He's better looking, and he's like a Broadway actor. And it's fair enough.
I get it.
And this might embarrass you a little bit. Did you read anything on like leadership? Like, where did you kind of get your point of view for that?
Great question. I taught summer camps as a young man, as a teenager, and like part of it was like giving leadership pep talks and stuff. And it wasn't like the source material of it, but I was inspired by like role models that I'd had in my life. Be like that, not that.
Real life people.
My dad, my high school track coach, my high school band director, like people that I've worked with over the years and people who I admire. Who were just like, oh, I see that and not that. Like there's a way to be, and there's a kind of a weaker minded way of doing things. And I was like, I'm not going to be here in this Hollywood fantasy land forever. So for example, I'm going to do my very best to do the thing that I think is the right thing and not be a dick. And if I have to burn it down on the way out, okay. So to me, it's leadership. And it's like, I'm not going to tell somebody to take a risk or do something that I'm not willing to like put up and do.
And what do you think makes you a good leader of artists who are typically eccentric and
I'm not
moody?
sure that I would. I don't know.
No, you are. I think you are.
I don't know, man. I think if there's anything that I do,
what is it the dynamic with artists that made you effective in communicating with them and getting them to do good work?
I'm a fierce advocate. The only job skill that I have at all in my life is that I'm a relentless, fierce advocate for something I think is funny or great or whatever. Like if I was like, this is the thing. And if you, like I said before, I think you're special. Like Phil Burgers, Phil, Dr. Brown, like he's somebody else who I chased him around town to try to make something was like, you're special. And I'll take one for you. But like, I'm going to push you to do the best version of a thing and make you sit down and do the work so that you can achieve this thing. Because I think you're great, man.
This question's highly abstract, so it'll be very challenging to answer on the spot, but I'm just going to throw it at you. And maybe when you were helping us build our writer's room, there's different personalities. And you were like, this guy's a tinkerer. This guy's like a wild man. Yeah. She's like... really good with structure. Like there was, if you're building a writer's room, like a dream team, what are the personality types you think need to be in there to make it go as well as like, and I know every project's different.
Every project's different. But I think that's a good example. Like some people are just joke machines and some people but that's more of a reactive generation. Like there's like, okay, you need somebody who's good with story and character. You need somebody who's good with structure and you need somebody who's good with just throwing bombs. And if you can get some of those aspects in a room in some combination, you have a good starting position. And then you can fill in as necessary. Like we need somebody with a more journalistic point of view or whatever. But like, I think Derek Beckles, did he write on your show?
He wasn't on ours, but I was actually a writer's assistant on the second season of Hot Package. So I got to be in there with like him and Cal Mooney and Brett Gelman.
He's a joke terrorist. He is just like the funniest. Like you put him in a room and you say the premise is it's Golden Girls and all these retired women are living together in this home in Florida. He's going to find a way to throw 37 just crazy ass jokes into that thing and be like, God damn, that's really good.
Yeah.
But ask him to sit down and write like, I need a 32-page draft and I need these rewrites. That's not his. I would give that to somebody else. But if you want somebody who's just going to come in and just kick ass throwing jokes at your thing, I always call him Derek. Like, he's great.
And what's your approach if there starts to be an ego clash between two people who have like equal station and kind of good claim to whatever they're fighting over?
Yeah.
How do you manage that?
Well, this is all really weed stuff. Like, do people care about this stuff at all? I don't know.
I think so.
Okay.
What's chat saying? Are they stoked? We need a little check in on
there
chat, dude.
Yeah, let's check in on
Chat
the
could be
chat.
stoked,
I don't
dude.
want to. I'm so nervous.
Paul Vin with Chad. They're talking about Fast and the Furious, Dave.
All right, cool.
You know, sick franchise.
Cool.
JT flexing the festival bracelet. What up? We went to a pool party in Vegas.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're engaged.
We saw
right,
Zedd.
cool.
I don't know if you remember this, but you've been to Zedd with us before.
That was one of my that's
dude.
one of the most surreal experiences I've had. And I've had a very surreal career
was
in
a
this
fun night.
town, in this business. That was one of the craziest goddamn things.
Lucchese, well, we all raged pretty hard.
Well,
after that.
I know. I went to bed early, relatively.
Yeah, and we ran into you the next day.
Yeah. I was coming down. I was going to the airport. I was going to get a car to the airport, and I was leaving. I was out the elevators in the lobby of the hotel. And first, I don't remember if I saw you or Dan first, but I saw Dan was like kind of wandering around.
They had that burnt lip.
And he had not been to bed.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like kind of trying maybe to find his way back to his room.
Yeah.
And I was like, how you doing? How you doing, man? He's like, oh, yeah, pretty good. Like, and your shoes were lost?
Yeah, I had one shoe missing.
You had a shoe missing?
I like came, so I you know, we as soon as the shoot wrapped, Red Bull vodkas were just tossing them back.
For it. That was an insane shoot.
Insane. And next thing I know, it's 10 a.m. at the casino bar with Lucchese. Next thing I know after that, I'm in the lobby with one shoe, and I'm like, I don't know where my key is.
Oh, right. You lost your key.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude.
And then just the next 2 days, just, you know, well, for the next day, I was in the hotel room, just in the dark, just kind of like, what just happened?
Someday, maybe off the pod here, I want to find out, what did you guys do that night? I never really got the full story.
What did we do? We
There's an after party, right?
Yeah, we went to an after party. I mean, I think we tried to find a strip club at like 9 a.m.
Sure.
And then
Nice. That's a shift change. Smart.
And then we went in. Yeah, we went in and we were like, this is not the vibe.
No.
And then went back to a lot of it was just sitting around trying to figure out what to do.
That's amazing.
That was
just jonesing for action a little bit and just
we wanted to keep going.
Yeah. One place I never ever thought that I would ever find myself was in a super expensive like Vegas club behind the DJ booth with like people popping bottles of crystal. I was like, what? Oh, Janelle and I were there, our producer Janelle, standing next to each other being like, oh man, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
it was so fun to have you there though. I think we were so pumped to like have you and Janelle like cap off the shoot with us.
Yeah.
It was large,
awesome.
man. It was
It was like a rap party. It was perfect. We got the shot speaking at the show, and then bang, we were off to the races.
That was good.
Awesome.
That was a great time.
Yeah.
The chat wants to know, how many times have you seen Eric Andre's wiener?
Oh God. Good question. A lot. I don't know, man. A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, good on him. He's proud of that thing. Because
there's in person, and then also in the edits, you got to see it a lot.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're kind of numb to it after a while. He's a naked man, and he's a beautiful man.
Sure.
It's all good.
That's amazing.
A lot. The answer is a lot of times. Yeah.
And what are you working on now?
Tom Ford. Is this a Tom Ford hat? That's not a good one.
Tom Ford.
You just did Caleb Heron's special.
Caleb special for HBO, and we just did a pilot for HBO, and doing another special comedy specials. You asked about like what's the future of the landscape look like. Specials are great. Specials are easy to go and make. They don't have to cost a fortune. They're renewable. Like you do an hour, you put it on tape, you chop it up, you put it on your socials. It's a great way to build an audience and expand your reach. And then you do it again in a few months when you got another good hour, or in a year, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think we will see a return of like the middle class comedy, or do you think like for TV it has to be The Bear, where it's like a big actor and kind of high stakes?
100%. Now on TV maybe not, but on some version of a screen for sure, because comedy will always, two things that will never dry up in media and media consumption. One is comedy and the other is ad dollars. So advertising, people are going to want to sell this, whatever this is, sharper mind, calm energy. I should have had one of those before, dude.
Dude, they're good. Yeah,
They're pretty dank, dude.
Low stress, calm energy, sharp mind. You're holding out on me. Need that shit.
Take one.
What is it?
Try it. It's really good.
What
It's
is
like
it for real?
nootropic is what they call it.
Fine.
Hit that thing. We'll go find a strip club. We're gonna have a great
9
time.
a.m.
dude.
Yeah. We're going back to Resorts World.
Yeah, go to Resorts
Yeah.
World. But yeah, anyway, yeah, I think there will always be people writing. Comedians are out there making good stuff, and writers are out there writing incredibly good stuff. And it's just our job, my job as a producer, and other people like me in this business, our job to find opportunities for them to make those things and to share them, get them out there. So yes.
And do you see prank stuff changing much with just how acculturated people are to it now, and how
you have to step your
ubiquitous it is?
game up. You can't. You have to, like, there will always be a market for people like with the dollar bill on the string kind of a thing, right? That will always be there. But I think that prank and social experiment, like, it's funny. It can be funny, but it's hard, I think, to innovate and to really step that up to an interesting place, right?
And
now.
without getting too pretentious, but I'll go all the way with it. Like, I mean, you hear like Eric Andre in interviews, he talks about like Horodowski, or you hear like Nathan talk about like Bertolt Brecht and stuff like that. Like, there's a level of like, you'll see Eric Andre getting fucked by like a gorilla at a zoo. But the influences he's pulling from when he does something like that.
That would have been funny in 1913. Right. To those folks in the burgeoning modernist movement who are like, that's funny. And if you go back, there's art that's like, what's the Eric Andre version of that back then? And it's probably hanging on Gertrude Stein's wall somewhere, right? So yeah, and Eric is a super smart cat and intellectual about his approach to comedy and his influences, and Nathan is as well. Like, I think we all take it seriously to a certain extent. It's like, you want to do something that's interesting, right? That it comes from a place that is inspired by something interesting that switches you on, and you want your thing to switch somebody on.
But even if so do you feel like even if the joke is dumb, even if it ends up being about poop or a penis,
sure,
the genesis of it needs to come from like, does it help if it's rooted in a real?
It should be. Absolutely. Like, I made a career off of like fart jokes. Right. But like, I'm proud to say that I've been part of like some elevated fart jokes.
Maybe the most sophisticated fart jokes in history.
Yeah.
That could be on your tombstone.
Let's hope. Let's do it. Let's do it. No, I think that like it's boring. It's like, it's really dull to be all like self-important about comedy, about fart jokes. So, try to dissect, well, this is why this fart joke is funny and it's not. Things are instinctual, but good storytelling. And joke is storytelling. Like, good storytelling has a fundamental art form and a structure to it and an approach to it that has been revolutionized and turned on its head and revisited and rewritten and restructured infinite number of times over human history. And that's what we do as artists. Like, we build, we dissect, we tear it apart, we put it back together and be like, yep, still a fart joke, and still funny. But it looks different. It sounds different.
One thing, because you've always talked about commitment and how important that is, and like a lot of the performers you really liked were guys who, it felt like even when the camera was off, they were sticking to that, like to that character, or anytime the camera's on, rather, they're sticking to that character. They're consistent in it. Yeah. But now with the ubiquity of like people filming themselves and stuff, do you think it's kind of taken it away from comedic performers and it's just made actual crazy people the only ones who are able to be that character all the time?
Look, I think there is a personality.
I know you don't want to go negative with it, but
I'm not trying to neg anybody, but there's a personality marketplace out there to be like, this guy's crazy and funny. And she's like a wild woman. She's not afraid of anything. That's great. All that's fine. At some point, the real challenge becomes, can that person elevate that to artistry beyond? Okay, you have a character. Like, to me, if that person were to come in for a meeting with me or anybody really who's doing a development thing, and be like, great, I dig this character you've got. what do we do with it? Right. And it's like, well, I go to Ralph's and I throw stuff in the air. It's like, well, then what do you do with it? Like, where do you go from there? Like, what's the story?
What's it adding up to?
Yeah. Like, let's put this person, what is your Gone with the Wind? Like, what is your challenge?
You were even reluctant to get negative there. And I love that about you. And I really want to convey that to the audience. Like, I remember one time someone came into audition to write for us or interview to write for us. And they were just off their shit that day.
Yeah.
And we were all like, no. And we were about to start kind of like borderline gossiping about how they were off their shit that day. And you were like, guys, let's just move on and go to the next. And I was like, Dave won't even let us talk trash. I was like, because it would have been BS by out. Like, we were going to be.
I get it. Like it's easy to do. And I'm not a saint, man. I'm not above. Like, I'm not above any of that.
But you
shit,
felt that moment in real time, and you were like, "That's not where we want to take."
No, man. People who are off their shit, it's his own penalty. We don't need to heap on them. Like, being mediocre is a terrible burden.
Oh man.
Yeah, with your art, you never want to be just fine. Either be shit or be great.
Yeah. And sometimes it's difficult to discern.
Yeah.
How was it going back to that kind of elevated like when you saw Tim and Eric, and I guess with comedy in general, like did you always feel like you had an inherent understanding of jokes and like joke structure, or like
I still don't. I don't. Yeah. I mean, it's all I feel. I have what I think is just funny. And what I have learned, if anything, is to not try to dissect it and put it on paper and be like, what is it about this and not that makes me laugh? Because if you do that, you suck the air out of a thing.
It's instinctual.
100% instinctual. And I can't do, by the way, I can't do what Tim and Eric do. I can't do what Nathan does or what you guys do or what Eric does or Caleb Heron does. Like, I'm like every other fan in an audience and people in the chat. I should just be in the chat. Like, I'm just a fan.
Right.
But I'm a fan who's sitting in a unique chair that allows me to like call up HBO and be like, yo, you gotta get on this.
Right.
Just because I've been here long enough, like just with mileage, and relationships. But that's it. Like I'm reactive. I love being around funny people.
Yeah.
Like, who doesn't? And if there's anything that I do, it's like, how can I help get Tim Heidecker's new thing out further? Because he's always banging, man. He's always dropping. He's one of my very favorite comedians. And Eric, like, these guys, they're funny to me as friends. Like, man, that's pretty good. Look, how can I get this? How can I amplify this?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, dude, it was a pleasure, man. Dave, thank you so much, man.
And I thank you for having me. I love you guys deeply.
Yeah, we love you too, man.
And I'm a big fan of all of y'all, and I want to take Strider out camping sometime, bro.
I literally will, dude. I'll do it. If I'll go with you, I'll do it, dude.
He's like the number one guy to do stuff with.
Yeah,
I know. Let's all go camping. I want to get all y'all out on the trail under the stars.
Oh, that'd be fun.
You know what it is, dude? I wear contact lenses. How am I going to put those out on in the wilderness?
For sure. I've been there, man. I've been there. We'll talk.
Let's go, dude.
Do you have a telescope?
I don't. I used to. That's a bitch. Like, you can't really, with a telescope, you can never really camp anywhere that's good enough to use a telescope because you're car camping. You know what I mean? You're still near some kind of infrastructure. Mostly.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
Oh, and dude, wait, I gotta say, and you're a magic guy.
I do. Yeah.
Aren't you passed at the Magic Castle?
Yeah. You guys want to? Let's go to the castle.
Yeah.
Can I take you dudes to the castle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been. I would love to go.
Let's go.
It's invite only.
Yeah.
But
I'm a member. Yeah.
You had to do.
I had to perform a magic set to get invited to join the castle. Yeah,
that's
a whole
cool.
thing. And Nathan Fielder was my sponsor to join. He's
Are you serious?
He's a member. Did he do magic to do it?
Yeah, dude. He was like a child magician. He's still pretty good. And it was so funny. We were in the writer's room for. Sorry, I know we're supposed to be wrapping up.
This is amazing. Yeah,
I'm glad. I was like kind of nervous about it, and I was like, I really want to join.
Yeah.
It's kind of it was like a goal for me, like join the Magic Castle. And I'd been at home practicing my coins and shit, like trying to get all good. Never got that good, but so then I got my confidence up, and I went into there was a writer's room for, I don't know, season 3 or 4 of Nathan For You. And everybody's sitting around the table, and they were taking a break, and I pulled Nathan aside. I was like, yo, man, so I'm thinking about trying to join the castle. It's like, but I need a member, like, rec can you recommend me? And he was like, I don't know. He was like, and right in front, this is Nathan to a T, this motherfucker. He's like in front of all these people who are all of our friends and all these very funny people, the writers. We're like, let's see what you got.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, boom, 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 boom. I get nervous. Like I get severe performance anxiety.
Yeah.
And so I sit down and I do a little coin magic and I kind of smoked it. I was like, and he was like, well, that's pretty good. And he signed my sheet, and then I went and I did my audition at the Castle, which was again nerve-wracking, super nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
What's the premier skill for a magician? Is it there different styles of magic? Like,
totally.
Is it sleight of hand, or is it like?
Totally. So like some people, and you can make whole careers off of like being an excellent sleight of hand magician or an excellent large scale illusionist or a mentalist or whatever. And that's kind of most people who are serious about it kind of find their specialization.
Is there a hierarchy? Like, what's the Cadillac of magic skills? Is it sleight of hand? Is it mentalist? Is it large scale illusion?
Man.
Is it big cats?
Big cats? not anymore. That's a good question. I had to think more about that, but I will say this, and not just because we made a show for Netflix called Magic for Humans with Justin Willman, and we made another one called Magic Prank Show with Justin, and Justin. This isn't a controversial thing. He may not be the best like sleight of hand close up magician in the world, or like even the best large scale illusionist. But there is no person I've ever seen live, and I've seen a shit ton of magic over the years. Like it's a passion of mine. He holds an audience right there better than anybody I've seen. Man, he owns a room so hard that you can't walk out of a room with him being like, that guy's pretty cool. Like,
right.
I would like to hang out with that guy. Like he kills a room, and his magic is dynamite, and his comedy is great. Like he's funny, his stage presence is incredible, but he just has instincts on how to rock a room so hard. It's if you can go see Justin Willman do his act, God, do it. He's great.
Can you do a magic trick for us right now?
No.
I respect that.
I love that. You got to give me a little.
He just disappeared, dude. You just left. Like, no. Later.
I love that. Let's see what you got.
Let's see what you got. Oh my God, it was so
dude.
So magic. So we should go to the Castle. It'd be fucking.
Yeah.
It'd be really fun.
I'm so down.
Great.
That sounds great. Well, Dave, thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dave.
It's an honor.
It's an honor to be here, and I thank you for all the patient people in the chat listening to me. Yeah.
Question now that it's done. How do you feel
about this?
Just like because you were nervous before, but now,
is he a propane or charcoal man? Thank you. Hey, young clock, charcoal, baby. Yeah, dude. I spent all day yesterday smoking a brisket.
Definitely seems charcoal.
Hey, beef nips.
I wish he was my dad.
Dude,
we called Dave. I remember the first time we like brought up to Abso. JT was like, "Dave's a patriarch, dude. I would like you to be my dad, dude. When we go to the wilderness, you'll be my dad,
dude. You're getting the wrong message
No,
here, dude.
you need someone in charge. You need someone in charge.
Yeah, you're the leader.
I don't know. I love this. This is great. All right, beef nips is up. This is great, you guys. All right, solid. Thank you all for checking in. And
Beef Nips is a good guy.
Beef nips is chill.
Yeah.
Everyone's just out there looking for a dad. And you're the guy, Dave. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tell my kids that. I think my daughter would be like, this asshole?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Lovely to see you. Yeah.
Guys, I'm interrupting this podcast to let you know once again that we are brought to you by Protege. Guys, Protege is the best Loesch game in the markets for the bros, not the pros. You've been a Loesch guy for a bit now.
I'm trying, man. I got the big pores. I got the skin laxity. I'm fighting genetics, but you can do it. If you have the right product, you can make your way back up the mountain to a youthful appearance.
And they make it so complicated too with like, they're like, you need this and you need the tonic and you need the apricot scoop. And you're like, I don't even know what I'm talking. But then Protege comes out, one product for men, simple, easy to use, got SPF in there. And it's got, what's it called?
Retinol.
Reduces fine lines. Got cool packaging
Bang.
too. You got a doggy on there. How can you not love a doggy? And also, Protege is running a giveaway for an almost all expenses paid trip to Warped Tour in Orlando. You get 2 round trip flights, 2-night hotel stay, 2 tickets to both Warped Tour dates in Orlando, November 15th and 16th. Not included, tacos and tequila. That's on the winner. Here's how to enter. Follow @xprotege X on Instagram. DM the word deep. That's literally it. Protege equals simple. No BS skincare for dudes. DM the word deep to @xprotegex on Instagram to enter. Guys, let's get back to the show.
So Strider's got a heart out in a couple minutes, guys, but he came here and he rolled with.
Let's go, baby. Honored to be here. So stoked.
And so Chad's in the bathroom, but because he's got the heart out, we're going to keep pushing a little bit.
Let's go.
We just got back from Vegas, dude.
Dude, it was sick, dude. JT, dude, all-time heater at the pool party, dude. Got, like, I don't think any dude has ever gotten 15 dudes into a pool party.
Yes, I think it ended up being a few less, but we'd been talking about it on the pod, how nervous I was to ask Zedd to help to get me and 11 dudes into the booth area. Yeah, it's Zedd. Dude, so okay, so that day we draft. Some of the guys bail. They didn't have the heart for the battle. They were like, we're going home.
Some guys flew home.
No,
dude.
they had to go home and see their families.
They have families.
I'm picking on them. Yeah.
A lot of guys that do have families stayed.
And then
they got families.
So a lot of guys are hungover too, partying hard, but we're like, all right, we're going to the pool. We go there. This same guy who's been getting us into clubs there for 20 years still works there. He texts me 7 times a year. His name's Steve. He just goes, hey man, you coming to Vegas?
Yeah.
I never respond. And then once in a while I do. I'm like, dude, we're here.
Yeah.
He's like $65 a head to get into the club. I'm like, that's not bad. We skip like an hour or two line.
Right.
We all get in. There's like 11 of us.
Yeah.
I text the party promoter. I'm like, hey, can I get into the VIP section? He's like, yeah, I got you. I'm like, can I bring 2 buddies? He's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. All right. So a couple of us are in there. I text Zedd. I DM him. I'm like, hey man, could I see you're going to be here. Can I wave to you? He's like, dude, come into the booth. I'm like, can I bring some buddies? He goes, for sure.
Yeah.
His person texts me. I'm like, dude, I'm going to get my boys in, bro. We're doing this.
Yeah.
I see Zedd's buddy. We slap hands. I'm like, can I get my buddies in? He's like, yeah, you can get a couple. I go, dude, it's fast. Come on. 11 dudes file in.
Yeah.
The guy's like, dude, what the hell? He tries to cut it off halfway through. I turn him and go, dude, please. He goes, all right.
Yeah.
It's us all in there. Yeah. We killed the ratio.
Yeah.
11 35-year-old guys just dancing like this. And dude, we had the best time. It was amazing. Yeah. Dancing with my brother after a good draft, and like Strider was getting hit on by chicks a couple times, which was killer.
I had the ring on. I was like, look, dude, I was our boy Tom Hole who's been on here. I was like, gotta talk to my boy Tom.
That was weird. Yeah. That was so funny. Strider's like talking to a pretty good. He goes, I just gave her Tom Hole's info.
I'm not going to give her my info.
Was he there? Was he there?
No, he wasn't even there. That's why it was weird.
Yeah. The other single dudes, I don't know where they were at. But I was like, honestly, dude, I love Tom Hole. I was like, you would be great for my buddy Tom.
Yeah.
And then one of our buddies got thrown out for being too drunk, which was really fun. But we had the best time. I can't thank Zedd enough. Is there a nicer guy?
Oh, no. He's the best.
No dude's ever let like 12, 40-year-old dudes with like somewhat indigestion go behind the DJ booth. It was incredible.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
Like we're all dads and stuff. And Zedd comes over, gives me a hug. Like just, I don't know. He's a prince, man.
Yeah.
Like
he's a great guy.
He's just always nice.
Well, how'd the draft go? How'd you guys draft?
I think we did good.
Pars had a nice draft.
How'd you do?
I had a very mid draft, dude.
We'll see. We thought you had a mid draft last year, and then you had a good season. But you didn't draft any. Who's your best player?
That's the thing. I got no first rounders in a 14-man league.
Devontae Adams is your best player?
Probably. That's like my highest graded, like his ADP chat, average draft position, and also his ERC, his expert consensus ranking, or excuse me, ECR. Probably align the highest. And I do think he's going to be sick this year. I have to say, I love Devontae. Stafford's back. He's one of the toughest dudes. There's a case to be made.
Stafford?
No, but Stafford's throwing him the rock. So I got to look out. And you're a Rams fan now.
I'm a Rams fan now. Yeah.
So we'll be cheering for him together. I have Ricky Pearsall. I've got some high upside guys, but I reached on them a little bit because I kind of fell in love with them, which I usually don't do. We'll see.
What was the draft order?
It's auction. So you throw up a name and then everyone starts bidding on them.
Oh, really?
And then so it gets competitive. Like you drive up guys.
Wow.
Like, so we had more draft capital late in the draft. So me and Strider were competing over a lot of guys.
Oh.
They got them because they had a little bit more. They budgeted better.
That really makes it.
It's more exciting.
Yeah.
Because people will DM us like, who you drafted in 6th and Snake. And I was trying to be polite, but after a while, Snake guys is for low energy, non-competitive amateurs.
Yeah. I mean, they should call Snake draft the dinosaur draft because get with the times. It's not for me. Yeah, come on, dude.
If you like action, you got to go auction.
Yeah, dude. If you want a guy, you can just get him. You just got to be willing to put your, because you can pound your chest. If you want a guy, pound your chest, get him.
You can go Saquon for $83. You can let it ride that a guy who had, 400 touches last year is going to be able to repeat that production. I don't think so.
How much does
I
everyone...
love Saquon.
They regress the year after, and they regress heavily.
Yeah.
How much does everyone start out with?
$200. But then you do keepers. So like I kept BTJ for $3 because I had to pay a $2 tax.
Our league's insane.
In a little infraction last year. But that means I have like a wide receiver 1.5 for barely any budge.
Right.
Which puts me in a big position of flex.
That's cool.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, dude, it's business all day, dude. I mean, you got to just be... It's really... We've had a couple good drafts in a row. And what the Pars are doing so well right now, I'm speaking for myself and my brother, it's when preparation meets discipline.
Right.
That's when you get to a place where you're really self-determining what your team is and what your goal is. And to Strider's credit, he does tiers, but he doesn't put a cap on how much he's willing to spend for a guy. And to me, you got to put in that extra effort. You got to know what your limit is when you're bidding on somebody.
Yeah. I think this year has the most variability, dude. I think this year with the rookies and stuff, it's going to be a lot of variabilities. I think it's probably going to be the luckiest year. That being said,
what? That is such a built-in excuse.
If anyone wins besides me, it's luck. If I win, it's skill. That's what needs to be said, dude.
The luckiest year ahead of time, huh, dude?
A lot of unproven touches out there. A lot of unproven
if Ricky
touches.
Purcell can do it, the number one receiver in San Francisco's offense normally puts up like 1,300 yards and like 8 to 10 touchdowns. So if that first round pick can recover from that chest shot, he could be the guy.
Be sick. Could be sick. I need it bad.
If Puka goes down, you're in biz. Puka goes down.
No,
he leads
Puka
with his
stays
head.
up. I'm still in biz. I want him upright, baby. I want him upright, and I want CD upright.
I do something sick. The guys, because like Strider will always be like, I'm taking the high road. I'm a nice guy, but he's not really. Strider will do this thing where he's like, I don't root for injuries. So now me, because I'm the dark guy. Yeah. When someone gets hurt, I text, I send flowers to them, and I get.
They
happy.
love it. They love when guys get hurt, dude.
I don't actually love it, but I love taunting you as the dark guy.
I don't want excuses. I want your team to stay healthy, so when I win, you got no excuse.
Well, we didn't need any last year. We won the titles, so hopefully that happens again. We have the most titles.
Right.
Strider has 3. We have 3. What do you want to say about my earlier titles?
They don't count. They're an error. That's a bygone because it was Snake, and you just said yourself.
You're pre-modern, though.
That is true. That is true.
We create a lot of ways to...
We just like to tear each other down, insult our friends. No, most are, yeah. If you listen to a lot of podcasts, it's Snake.
It's too bad.
It's just, it's a lot to auction.
All right, dude, it's 2:31. Brother, you're a legend, man.
Love you, bro.
Thank you, man.
Fun.
We're going to call Chudwin. He's going to give us some football takes.
Oh, he's the man.
What'd you get up to this weekend?
I surfed on Saturday, just took the soft top out. It was awesome. I was in board shorts. What did I do Saturday? I was kind of just working on stuff. I was doing some writing, and then saw Weapons.
I saw it too. Saturday night in Vegas after Zedd. All the guys went out again, and I went and watched Weapons.
It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thrill ride.
And then I had a couple shows.
Scary too.
Yeah, scary. I had 2 shows, and then I have a half marathon coming up, so I ran 11 miles.
I've been watching your Strata updates.
Yeah, it's I'd been like capped at like 5 miles, and I had this weird thing where I'm like, man, did I like lose it a little bit? And then I did 8 miles, and I was like, oh, I forgot that feeling when you commit to a long run and then you lock in at like past 5 miles, and you're like, oh no, I'm
the push through moment.
Yeah, well, it's like the adrenaline kicks in or something, and you're like, you lock into that runner's high. You're like, oh no, I'm cruising.
That's sick.
It is funny though. Ever since I started running, that's the thing I get the most shit talk for. Running.
Who says that? Weightlifting guys?
Yeah, like Moscow, my brother.
Both big weightlifters.
Big weightlifters. They're like, it's terrible. You're a pussy. And even like randos on Instagram. Yeah. They'll be like, this is weak. You shouldn't be running.
There's a lot of heat on running right now because they think the repetitive motion is damaging for knees and hips. Yeah. And also, don't they have like longevity stuff that marathon runners actually don't live as long as weightlifters?
Yeah. Well, there's that thing of like, if you had like more muscle mass equals more life.
Interesting.
Equals a longer life.
What's your argument back to them?
I like it.
How do they receive that?
Oh, they come at me with, they're like, well, here are the stats. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm over analyzing health stuff. I just run on instinct. It's so annoying. And it's so, it's an addiction for people to be like obsessive over health stuff. I'm like, you're just doing extreme stuff, and maybe running like a marathon's extreme, but you're just doing extreme stuff to like feed this beast, I think, more so. Like it's, if I want to have ice cream, I'm going to have ice cream. If I want a sandwich, I'm going to have a sandwich.
Well, that's one of the nice things about running all the time too, is
yeah, that too. I like burn enough calories where I can do that shit.
Yeah.
But, even when I'm not running a lot, it's just a happier existence.
Fuck yeah, man. Dude, this was wild. On my way out to Vegas, male porn star, 2 rows in front of me. I didn't recognize him at first, but he had a Brazzers backpack.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious. And he was wearing a black tank top tucked into black jeans.
Yeah.
And he was like not huge, but he was built.
Yeah.
And dude, wily energy. Whole flight to Vegas like this. And then we land and we're taxiing to our gate.
Yeah.
He starts moving. He goes up and down the aisle to the bathroom.
Oh, interesting.
The person's like, hey, we can't move if you're moving.
Yeah.
Like, this is an active plane. Sit down.
Yeah.
He sits down. He's like, still edgy. We get off the plane. I'm walking through Las Vegas airport. He goes straight to the Wells Fargo bank that's inside of Harry Reid Airport.
Interesting.
Bizarre behavior.
That happened to me on a Las Vegas flight. Not a porn star, but like someone got up right when the plane landed.
I think people are really jacked up to go.
Yeah.
On my flight back, bumpiest ride of my life, by the way.
Yeah.
Me and a guy.
It's a brutal flight.
Guy next to me is a guy who works in music management. He met you at Coachella. Nice guy.
Oh, I think I know.
And then
yeah.
we were chatting. Girl next to us crying. She's so afraid.
Yeah.
And so I started trying to calm her down. I'm like, hey, it's okay. Like, I'm normally afraid of flying, but her being more afraid made me like the calm. I was like, turbulence doesn't crash airplanes. It's just a natural part of it. It's scary, but you're okay. She was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I go, Viktor Frankl, the philosopher,
Yeah.
he used to go up to people when they were afraid of flying in the earlier days. He'd say, what are you going home to that you're looking forward to?
Yeah.
He said that would quell their fear. So I go, what are you looking forward to? And she goes, I just want to land. And then I looked at her and I go, that went terribly. Dude, Viktor Frank, maybe you're not supposed to name check him beforehand, but like did not work at all, dude.
Yeah.
We land. Guess who gets up in front of us? Kendra Sunderland, female porn star.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was right there. So male porn star on the way there. I think they banged and then she flew home.
Oh, interesting. And what do you when you see? That's cool that they banged.
I'm guessing. I haven't seen the scene.
Well, you gotta assume that they did
for sure. 2 porn stars, same city.
And when you see a porn star in person, what's like? What happens to you?
I wasn't like terribly inflamed. It doesn't take much to make me horny, but no, I was just more like I went into storytelling mode.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so he flew out. He went to the Wells Fargo. Why did he need money? Was it just to gamble? Is he just on edge? Was he trying to buy like dick pills? He sees Kendra. She doesn't look super jazzed right now, but the flight was bumpy. Maybe they had a bad bone sesh. Maybe they're actually dating. And, after the fact, they went out to dinner and that chemistry wasn't there. So right. I was more thinking about her.
Yeah.
And then I was, I got to go home and see my family.
Yeah. It's a good call. Should we call Chudwin?
Guys, so we're going to call our buddy Adam Chudwin. He is an analyst for Rich Eisen. So he's calling in to give us some of his takes for the upcoming football season. He's been doing some prep on it. One thing you got to know about Adam, he says he's a foodie, but he's allergic to about 80% of foods. And he's a huge diehard Chicago Bears fan. So he's in perpetual pain there.
Hey, this is Adam.
Hey, Adam, how's it going? This is JT Parr.
Oh, JT, what's going on, bro?
I didn't know you pick up your phone like that, dude.
Wait, am I on right now?
Yeah, you're
live,
on.
Dude.
You got Chad here, too.
Oh, I'm live with Chad and JT right now?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get my earphones in. 1 second.
He's a great guy.
He is really just salt of the earth.
All right. What's up, Stokers? What's up, everybody?
What's up, dude? How's life?
Can't complain. Excited for football season. We've made it this far. We're here now.
Well, let's get into it, dude. So I asked you to prepare 5 takes for the upcoming football season. Do you have them ready?
I have them ready.
Rip, dude.
All right. First take. As you guys know, I am a Chicago Bears fan, so it might be biased, but I believe it's going to happen. Caleb Williams will be the first quarterback in Chicago Bears history to pass for 4,000 yards. There has never been a quarterback in Chicago Bears history that has done that. And last year, Caleb passed for 3,541 yards, and that was with a terrible offensive line and a clueless offensive coordinator who didn't know what he was doing. So I think with the addition of Ben Johnson as the coach, who's considered a great play caller, combined with the fact that we drafted Colston Loveland and Luther Burden, he's got a ton of weapons, and so the offensive line was upgraded by having 3 new linemen. So I think it's time for Caleb to get 4,000 yards. By the way, guess the other 2 teams. There's only 2 other teams in the NFL who've never had a 4,000-yard passer. Do you guys think you can get it?
Yes. Cleveland?
What do you think it is? Nope. It's teams you would not expect that you think would have had it.
Cowboys.
Nope.
All right, just tell us.
Surprisingly, the Eagles have never had one.
Oh.
And the Seahawks have never had one.
Oh. That is interesting.
Yeah.
I would have guessed McNabb got there that year with Terrell Owens.
Dude,
he was close. He had 3,916 yards.
Chad, sorry to interrupt your hot takes, but this is football related. I forgot I watched Rudy for the first time.
Oh, nice, dude. It's awesome,
yeah,
right?
Dude, it made me cry at the end.
Oh, it's a beautiful movie.
Oh, man. Fucking Rudy.
Fantastic movie.
But then I heard that Joe Montana's like, yeah, that movie's bullcrap.
They carried him off as a joke. They were making fun of him.
Yeah.
But it's a movie. We want to see the, and they never brought their jerseys in and said they were going to quit.
Yeah.
One of the best scenes in like any sports movie. I love that.
Dude.
Sorry, coach.
Yeah.
All good.
Okay, Chudwin, I'm gonna evaluate your hot takes. I'm gonna come out and say, number 1, I agree with it. Number 2, I don't think that's a hot take. I think most people would have him pegged for 4,000 this year. 17 games.
I didn't know these necessarily had to be hot takes. I thought they were just takes / predictions.
So you're coming on live and you're doing medium takes? What are we talking about?
Hey, come on. I know. A lot of people are talking crap on Caleb. He's the most criticized quarterback right now. They're saying he's not good.
Well, he's got bad body language. You see him during that drill when he was missing the net? I mean, you don't see quarterbacks get slump-shouldered like that. They're supposed to be, Dave Kneebones.
Yeah, that shows his passion. That shows that he cares about every little thing.
Bro.
You know?
He paints his fingernails. Chad, where are you at on that? Silver fingernails. You cool with it?
Nah,
Yeah,
dude.
I'm completely
Get out of here, dude.
Dude, the thing about me and Chad is we're kind of alpha, dude.
Yeah, this isn't good Charlotte. This is football.
Dude, good Charlotte. Dude.
Yeah.
You got Benji Madden back there at quarterback, dude.
Yeah, dude. This is Chicago, okay?
Yeah, he should be eating brats.
Probably, these guys are like, oh, he's painting his nails. He's a wuss. No. Let him express himself as long as he produces on the field. I don't care.
No, he's not allowed to do that.
That's so soft. Me and Chad ever see him, dude, we're going to punk his ass, man. Make him cry like he just lost to USC.
I just DM'd him being like, you're a pussy.
Dude. That's like the 4th guy you sent that to today.
That's all I do. I might DM that to you, Chudwin, if you don't come up with some hotter takes.
Yeah, these takes better get sizzling, brother. All right, what's number 2?
Okay, well, hold on. I have a 1A, and it deals with our good friend Joe Morisi. I think that when Joe Morisi and I go watch every Bears game this season together, which we did last year at the Naughty Pig, Joe will be drinking way more beers than he did last year.
Whoa.
And the
wow.
Yeah, he's going to be drinking a lot this year, and there's 2 reasons. First of all, it's because now he's a vegan, so he needs to feel something. He doesn't feel anything anymore. You know what I mean? Like all the food pleasure is gone from him, so he needs to feel something. So he's going to be drinking those beers hard on Sunday mornings, and then I think the Bears are going to be winning more, so he's going to get excited, and that's going to make the beers flow. So Joe Morisi will be drinking more beers than last year. That's my take for that.
Happy beer drinking season for Morisi. We're behind that.
Absolutely.
Dude, I got to join you guys this year. I've been meaning to do it. You ever go?
No, not a ton.
I need to go.
I used to go with him to the parlor back in those days. He had a good crew. He'd roll deep with like 20 Chicago guys. Jay, can we also make sure that Chudwin's volume's up? Sometimes the calls are coming in a little bit underneath on the volume. All right, Chudwin, what's your next take?
Okay, next take. Abdul Carter, the rookie for the New York Giants, will be the next great pass rusher in the NFL and will have at least 10 sacks this year, becoming the NFC Defensive Player of the Year.
I think
Rookie of the year. Rookie. Actually, you know what? I think he's going to be the NFC Defensive Player of the Year as a rookie.
So you think, is he going to be the NFL Defensive Player of the Year?
That's what I meant. NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
That's Abdul a hot Carter. Take. So you're saying he's going to be better than Garrett. He's going to be better than Parsons, who's got the contract thing. He's going to be better than Watt, who, wasn't great down the stretch last year. He's going to be above all those guys.
Yeah, I think he's that good. And the fact that the New York Giants, they have a really good defensive line. They have Dexter Lawrence and Brian Burns, and they'll be taking attention away from him. I watched him at Penn State play. I'm a Penn State alum. He is so fast. His bend around the around the offensive tackle is so quick. He is just built like a truck. He's fast. I think he's going to be the best defensive player in the league in a very short time, and I think he wins Defensive Player of the Year.
Wow. I saw Von Miller talking about it. He's like, you don't really need that many moves. It's really just about being faster or stronger and then mix it up when which one is which when.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is he has the combination of everything. Like, he just reminds me of Micah Parsons, but I think he could even be better than Micah Parsons. I think he's that good.
Next.
All right, next one. This is a big take here. I don't know if it's a hot take, but it's a big take. The Buffalo Bills finally get over the hump and they win the AFC. Just like
I would love to see that.
Just like the Chicago Bulls, it took them years to get over the Pistons. It's been years and years of losing to the Chiefs. And I think this year, in their final home game ever in their old stadium, they beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship.
They slay the dragon.
And let me tell you a couple of reasons why.
The desolation of smog.
First of all, the Chiefs' schedule is way harder than the Bills. It looks like the Chiefs have the 11th hardest schedule and the Bills have the 23rd toughest.
Wow.
So their schedule's way easier. When you think about their defense for the Bills, they added Joey Bosa. They've added some good young players in the draft. And Josh Allen coming off an MVP season. You have Keon Coleman, his second-year receiver, who I think will have a breakout year.
Do you think he'll be the number one pass catcher on the Bills?
I do this year. I mean, they have Josh Palmer, they have Khalil Shakir, but I think Keon Coleman is going to be, from everything I'm reading, he's been awesome in preseason. And I think he's going to have a big year. And listen, here's the thing about Josh Allen now. He is a married man. He got married in the offseason to Haley Steinfeld. And I think that him being married now is going to give him that extra maturity, that extra poise to really thrive in clutch situations. And I think they break through and they slay the dragon, like you said.
Love it, dude.
I'd love to see that. I started watching Hard Knocks this season. It's the Bills.
Oh, nice. Is he cool?
He's cool. I mean, he's such a sweetheart. He's very kind of like, he's like, I had a good wedding, Seems like a good guy. I like him.
And here's the thing also about the Chiefs. Last year, they were 10-0 in one-score games.
It's going to be tough to keep that up.
I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, everything went their way.
But Mahomes knows how to execute when it's tough. He'll get those calls. He'll make those throws in that order.
But going 10-0 also, it's like, that's crazy. And then they lost their guard Joe Tooney to the Bears. But I still think Kansas City will have a good season. I just think the Bills will be better.
Who do you think is going to be the number one receiver on Kansas City? Do you think it's going to be Worthy or Rashid Rice, who's obviously going to miss some games when the disciplinary action comes down?
Yeah, probably be Worthy just because, Rice will probably miss, from what I'm reading, 4 to 5 games.
Okay. And then who are the Bills are they going to win the Super Bowl or are they going to lose in the Super Bowl?
We'll get there. We'll get there. Just give me a couple. A couple more takes.
He's building
we'll get there
to
at
it.
The end. Don't worry.
All right, I love it.
Okay, so you want third take here, or is this fourth? I don't know.
I think this is fourth because you did Abdul Carter.
This is fourth.
Yep.
Correct. Yeah, this is fourth. Okay. The Washington Commanders will regress and not make the playoffs this year.
Whoa. That's a hot take. You think
why?
Why? What's your reasoning?
Okay, well, they did sign Terry McLaurin today, which was big for them. And, I do like the signings of Deebo Samuels and Bobby Wagner. But, they've lost some key players. They lost Jonathan Allen, who is awesome on defense. They have a very tough schedule. They play at Green Bay, at Kansas City, at Philly. And last year, if you look at it, they were 8-2 in one-score games as well. And they were 87%, I'm reading this, 87% fourth down conversion rate. So when you combine the fourth down conversion rate in the winning one-score games, I just don't think that's going to happen again. They got, obviously, the Hail Mary that ruined my season last year against the Bears. But I just think last year was kind of a flash in the pan. I like Jaden Daniels. I think he's going to be a superstar quarterback, but I just don't really believe that they're going to do as well as they did last year. They got rid of Brian Robinson, who's their leading rusher. So, yeah.
What do you think about the rookie running back they've got? Merrick Crockett?
What's the new one?
Yeah. 5'9", 200 pounds. Missed his last year at University of Arizona, I believe. But people like him. He's getting good buzz. And I might have drafted him on my fantasy team.
Oh no, it's gonna be Austin Eckler actually, who's gonna be the starting running back.
You think he's gonna have the job by the end of the season as a 30-year-old running back?
That's on the depth chart right now, and I'm looking at it right now. It has him as a starter to start the season.
Well, I've got a big prediction then.
Okay.
I do not think Austin Eckler will be the starter at running back by the end of the season.
Okay, you think he's just gonna wear down?
I think they're gonna replace him with this rookie. With Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. I think he will be the starting running back by the end of the year.
Okay, to be honest, I haven't seen much of him. It looks like he's number 2 in the depth chart right now, so that could obviously easily happen.
5'11", 200 pounds. I'm sorry, I made him a little shorter. I don't think they trade Brian Robinson unless they like this kid. I like you on the regression for the Commanders, though. It felt like everything went right last year. But then the counter argument is Jaden Daniels the guy? Where do you see him ending the season in the QB hierarchy?
Ooh, I mean, he's definitely up there, and he has 2 great receivers with Deebo and McLaurin. I don't think he's on the level of like Mahomes or Allen or Burrow, or even really. He might be on the level I'm thinking of, like maybe like a Herbert. You know what I mean? Where he's like really good, but he's not necessarily like elite right now.
You've got him as a tier 2 guy.
Eventually.
You've got him as a tier 2 guy for the rest of the season. That's a hot take.
Wait, say it again?
No, I will not say it again. All right, let's get to your last take. What are you thinking?
Okay, last take. Here we go. Where is it? Oh, yeah, here.
He's got to find his last take.
The Detroit Lions, despite losing their offensive coordinator to the Bears and their defensive coordinator, the Detroit Lions will win the NFC.
Wow.
And yeah, they're in contention. A lot of people think they're in contention, but a lot of people have the Eagles winning. I think when you look at Detroit, their star defensive player, Aiden Hutchinson, he only played 5 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
And for all the Stokers, if they don't know about Aiden Hutchinson, he is one of the best defensive players in the league, possibly the best, that some would argue. And they say he's looking good in preseason. He's looking good in training camp. And he's going to come back healthy this year. And if he can stay healthy, that guy is a guy who will get double-digit sacks as well. He's an absolute wrecking ball on the line. And then you look at their offense. I mean, they have Jamar Gibbs and David Montgomery, I think is the best running back combo in the league. A lot of people are going to pick Jahmyr Gibbs as a top 5 fantasy player.
I think he's the number 1 running back in fantasy this year. I think he's the safest pick.
My only concern is that Montgomery will steal some of his touchdowns at the goal line, though.
That's a fair concern. Is he going to get the volume he needs? But I mean, every time that guy touches the ball, he is liquid smooth through the hole.
Yeah, he's
As am
unbelievable. And
I.
then you have Amon-Ra St. Brown, obviously one of the best receivers. And last year, the thing that hurt the Lions big time was they were decimated with injuries on defense, constantly having injuries. And I just don't see a way this year where we'll have the same amount of injuries as they did last year. And I believe if they would have had a healthy defense last year, they would have beat Washington in the playoffs, and it would have been a great series with Philly. And now that a lot of people are saying Philly is the team to beat this year after winning the Super Bowl. But if you look at all they've lost, I'm looking at their roster right now. They lost Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat and Milton Williams and Isaiah Rodgers and
who
Mekhi
are those
Becton.
guys?
They've lost a lot
Who
of
are
these
those
key
last
guys.
3 guys? Are those key guys? They've got like 19 good players.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the championship team from last year, those guys all contributed heavily to those wins.
Maybe I'm showing my lack of knowledge. I feel like they still got a lot of talent. They got the exciting whites. They got Jalen Carter. They got some defensive playmakers. And then on offense, they're returning everybody.
Yeah, their offense is loaded. They have a great offensive line. My thing is, I think on defense, they're going to take a hit with their D linemen not being on the team anymore. And I still think they're going to have a good year. I think it's going to be them and the Lions in the NFC Championship, and the Lions beat them.
And then who's winning the Super Bowl? Give it to us.
Okay, so we have a great Super Bowl matchup with the Buffalo Bills and the Detroit Lions, 2 franchises that have been starved for winning. And I'm going with the Buffalo Bills finally beating the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl and slaying the 4 Super Bowl loss dragon.
I love it. I would love to see that.
They get all the guys out. Jim Kelly's there, Thurman Thomas. They all come out. They're all there when the trophies rolled in. It's going to be a beautiful moment, man.
Oh yeah, and if you guys watch the new Dallas Cowboys documentary, they have a great part of that about the Bills when they're facing the Cowboys, and you see how much the Buffalo Bills fans care. They are some of the best fans in the NFL. So they deserve it.
You don't see your Bears going all the way?
I wish. I don't know. We've suffered so long. I think we're gonna have a good year. I think the Bears will be over 500. I think we can beat for the division. We ultimately lose to Detroit, but I think we see huge strides with the Bears this year. And also, I want to promo my. I have a sports page right now, a sports Instagram, TikTok page at Chud Talk Sports. That's CHUDTALKSSPORTS. I'll be talking NFL the entire season for the Stokers if you want to tune into my Instagram, TikTok.
Yeah, we'll call you back after the first 4 games of the season to do like a quarterly report. See how the hot takes are going, see if you got any addendums. Chudwin, you're a great guy. Hope you have a great sandwich today. We love you dearly, brother.
Love you guys.
Love you, Chud.
All right, take care.
All right, late.
Are we buying any of those takes?
I want to see Bills Lions.
So you're digging it.
I'm digging that one.
All right.
The Bears having a good season.
Come on.
Get out of here, dude. I'm not in the minutia enough for some of the other stuff, but
what's your over under on how many games you're going to watch this season?
Well, that's a good question because I kind of like I'll turn it on Sundays and I won't really watch intently.
I'm counting background. All the Raiders games.
Oh, Kennedy works most Sundays.
Oh. So what are you watching instead? Little Mystic Pizza, Little Pretty Woman?
Yeah. Notebook.
Great movie.
How many? I'd say 20 to 30.
That's a good amount of football.
I think so. I like having it on.
That's normal dude amount of football.
Yeah. I'll get into some games. Like I remember there's one game. There's the Falcons playing somewhere, but it was a nail biter. And when that happens, it's the best. The Lions. I was really into the Lions last year, and when they lost, I was heartbroken. When the Bills lost, I was heartbroken.
It was the game we wanted. I wondered if Chudwin was just being a little bit like Quentin Tarantino. We wish history went this way.
Right. It is. Yeah. And when the Rams kind of turned it around last year after they got Puka back, that was a lot of fun.
Be nice if the Rams were good.
Who'd they beat? I think they beat like the Chiefs or something. They had like a amazing win. And the person I knew at the Rams who I met, she left. But I would text. I'd be like, great win.
You got to do that stuff. That's why you're a great guy.
It was cool.
You appreciate people.
You know, I love Southern California. I love LA. I like SoFi. I like the Rams. I like Sean McVay. I like Stafford. Saw Stafford in Newport walking with a stroller and his family.
Sick.
Looks like a good guy. I like Puka a lot.
Love Puka. Love the way he plays. He's an animal.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Tough through contact.
Yeah. And I kind of like that people are like, the majority of people are like not Rams fans. I'm like, well, they need a fan.
That's nice.
Dude, I should be a Niners fan. Beef Nip says I should be a Niners fan. I should be a Niners fan because my whole family is, but I say nah. Even though I do like I like Kittle, but who's their quarterback again?
Brock Purdy.
I saw him live. He's fun to watch live.
Yeah, he's good.
And I like his story too. You love the underdog story. Dude, I was thinking maybe I do maybe my next thing is I'll try to like, I had this idea where I'm like, you know, now that I'm getting into football and stuff, I'm like, maybe I'll try to like become a student at Notre Dame and walk onto their team.
That could hurt.
You think it could hurt?
Physically, it's going to hurt.
I think here's like...
You've never played football?
No. But here's what I'm thinking.
I believe in you.
I'll have so much heart that I'll like move the team in a way where they're like, it makes them play even better.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I think that could happen.
And you might be asking, why Notre Dame? Well, I love Jesus.
Touchdown Jesus is there.
Yeah. So, do you like that idea?
I love that idea. I think you should go for it. They got a good squad, and they have a cool coach.
They do?
Pull up Marcus Freeman. Good looking, strong leader. It looked like he was going to do a bad job as the coach. He bungled a few big calls. He messed up a couple times, and I was like, this guy doesn't have it. But then he got them to the Natty last year.
Dude, look how yoked he is.
Yeah, he was like a 4-star recruit in his own day. Maybe even 5, but he was a stud linebacker, I think. Yeah, he's the man. I'm glad he had a good season. I was worried. I used to text my brother, like, I don't think he's long for this job, but he really surprised us. Dude, one other thing before we depart. My fiance wanted to weigh in on the name situation. She thought it was really cool that you brought the audience in on the Chad Kroger thing.
Yeah.
She thinks you should go by, and I don't know, have you gotten much feedback on it?
I haven't gotten any. She
thinks you should go by just Chad.
I think so too. That was the tell her thank you. I think so too. Thank you. I think that's the move because I think most people they just know Chad. The Kroger thing is, I think if I could either announce it or I could just slowly let it drift away. What do you think, Chad? What do you think?
I agreed with her. I was like, yeah, just Chad.
Yeah, just Chad.
And I could see that on flyers and stuff. And it's like,
it makes more sense. Chad Allen it's too, you could probably integrate that into like more formal stuff, but
it's confusing.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I don't think it's additive.
No.
If anything, I think it kind of detracts a little bit because Chad Allen just sounds like a regular ass dude. Where if it's just Chad, that's like got like real power and strength. It's almost like Prince or like, you know, one of those.
Maybe I should announce it then.
I think you should go by just Chad. And there's something hilarious about being like the Prince of Chads, like just like being like, I'm just doing it.
Do you think I should announce it like in a video? Like, guys, this is what's happening.
I'm going by just Chad.
Yeah.
All other Chads have to have a last name.
Yeah.
I don't.
Like share except with an A and a D.
Every other name distracts from the pureness of the Chad.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's a big thing you're grappling with, brother.
Thanks.
I mean, it's no freaking joke, dude. What's
Chad
the name
Wick,
gonna
that'd be pretty hilarious. All right.
Sweet, guys. Fun one.
What's up?
No,
dude, thanks to Dave Kneebone, the man. Chads, you. I mean, you're coming hot with you're fire interviewer.
Oh, thanks, man. But next week we're doing it's been a lot of interviews. So next week we're doing a
draft?
We're doing a draft, right?
Yeah.
And it's been a while since the draft. We know we were tiring you guys out with them. We were getting tired too. So we're excited to mix it up.
Yeah, we're switching it up.
Dude, my kids' freaking daycare, they're having trouble going to sleep. So the daycare is saying they got to nap at home because it's like distracting.
That's wild.
Yeah, they tried for like a day.
Yeah.
And now I got to go pick them up.
And now, so
I'm frustrated.
When do you have to pick them up now?
Like now, yeah, I got to go.
Damn.
I know. They're like, we tried for a couple minutes. They're not falling asleep. Come grab them.
Does that happen like with like every kid?
I think because there's two of them, it is more challenging. And I think my son is making a fuss, but I'm like, the name of your thing is daycare, right? Like this is part of what we're paying for.
Yeah.
Not to be rude. I don't know. I'm mixed on it, but I was disappointed.
It's annoying. It ruins your day.
It ruined my schedule. It's gonna be all week. I got to sleep train it myself.
Yeah.
On like I'm gonna get like cots that look like daycare, put them in the room, keep the lights the same way, and like try to train them to get used to it.
That's a lot.
And I'm looking forward to that. It'll be a fun process, but I wasn't expecting it, and now my whole schedule's in schwack. Yeah.
Well, do you want to call out the daycare by name?
No, definitely not. I got no leverage. They got me. We're right by the way.
Yeah.
And dude, the thing is, they argue in nice people voice. So I didn't even know I was getting told what to do. They were like, "Hi, so what we're gonna do is like," she's the sweetest lady you've ever seen. She's like, "So we're just gonna pick them up early, and you're gonna take them home, and you're gonna do it all week, and then we'll take them back when they're a little more adjusted." Okay, thank you. And then I was in the car, and I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
I was like, I just got owned.
Yeah.
I because she didn't come at me straight on. She came at me. I didn't even feel it going in.
Dude, what's happening to this country?
Bro, I don't know. Back in the day, dude, you used to send your kid to daycare and they could light off a pipe bomb and they'd have to keep them.
No, I mean, back in the day, if your kid didn't go to sleep, they'd be like, give him some codeine.
I'm like, knock him out.
Yeah.
You guys got pills, don't you?
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me, but I know you got them.
Yeah.
Just look at me. Hold your stare for 3 seconds. All right, you got the pills? Give him half.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
All right.
All right.